Is this the future of Blizzard games? That is the question I'm going to submit to you guys, because what we're about to cover here is the return of Chris Metzen to a full-time position at Blizzard, specifically working on World of Warcraft and new content coming to the game. Now, there's a lot to break down in this video, but the question is this what Blizzard are going to do? Are they going to attempt to bring back old developers to try and reignite some flame in their franchises? I don't know. Maybe. There's probably going to be a lot of people out there speculating, oh, is Jeff Kaplan going to come back? No, he's not. He absolutely isn't going to come back. But anyway, let's get stuck into this. I want you guys to come with me over here and let's take a look at this. So this is the tweet. This went out yesterday. And it's from Chris Metzen. And he says, it's been amazing working on Warcraft again. This is because he took a sort of creative advisor role. I think this was about a year ago now, around about that kind of time frame, where he was brought back on board as an advisor to assist with the lore in World of Warcraft. Although we don't really know what else he was working on, and was he even working on the lore of World of Warcraft, or was he just a guy there that could bounce ideas off? Because of course, this is Chris Metzen. I mean, he was integral with the storyline of WoW for a long, long time, and obviously all of the other Blizzard franchises, because his original position, he was the vice president of storytelling, I believe. So like he had a hand in absolutely everything. Anyway, let's carry on. So he says, it's been amazing working on Warcraft again, like coming home. The stories we're developing right now, how the world unfolds over the next few years, well, I can't wait for you all to see where we're headed soon. So a bit of a tease for BlizzCon, but as you'll see, there's a bit more of a teaser here. From the actual World of Warcraft Twitter account. And they say, citizens of Azeroth, we are excited to share that Chris Metzen has taken on a full-time role as Executive Creative Director of the Warcraft universe. Right now, his main focus is supporting our World of Warcraft leadership in crafting the next generation of adventures. Chris was instrumental in developing the foundations of the Warcraft universe, and we are thrilled for him to rejoin our teams in shaping what's to come and producing more Green Jesus content. At BlizzCon, he and the team will be sharing what we've been working on. We hope to see you there. Now, that's pretty cool, right? So, at BlizzCon with Chris Metzen, I mean, the guy comes out on the stage and screams and shouts. I don't think I've actually seen him officially at BlizzCon, because in 2016, I don't think I was anywhere near. Oh, yeah, I was doing the Sombra stream, I think, because I had the world first stream from BlizzCon of the new Overwatch hero, Sombra. So I didn't see anything that was going on the stage. But he was there a couple of BlizzCons after, but he was like incognito. He had a hoodie on and he was just walking around. So you could see that he found it really hard to let Blizzard go. And obviously him coming back, you know, it does sort of reek a little bit of that guy that leaves your guild and then comes back a few years later, and everyone's like, oh yeah, there's that guy. So I don't know, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. But anyway, let's move on, because what I want to do is I want to take a look at this PC Gamer article, because it will break down a little bit more. We can sort of encapsulate the story here with what's gone on with Metzen, because we could spend forever debating the direction of lore in the games that he was involved in and where it went. Obviously, I'm probably an expert on Overwatch, so I can comment on that. Maybe not a lore expert, but obviously the story of that game is terrible and had multiple revisions, and we never really got to see the light of day of what Chris Metzen intended. And what we're dealing with now is an absolute travesty of design in every kind of conceivable capacity when it comes to lore. But anyway, World of Warcraft, yes, I've played it. I'm not a diehard WoW player, so obviously I've got gaps in knowledge there. But we're going to go over this. I think it's quite interesting. So they say, Chris Metzen returns to Blizzard full-time to create the next generation of adventures in World of Warcraft. Metzen retired from Blizzard in 2016, but took an advisor role in 2020, and now he's back for real. Chris Metzen, the former Senior Vice President of Story and Franchise Development at Blizzard, has returned to Warcraft, and this time it's for real. Blizzard announced today that Metzen has taken on a full-time role as the Executive Creative Director of the Warcraft universe. Metzen had a long and storied career at Blizzard and was one of the company's most visible figures. And this is like a key thing. Like, Metzen was the guy they shoved out on the stage. It's very similar to, I've totally forgot his name, the Hearthstone guy. Oh, what's his name? You guys know in the comments below, let me know. But it's totally the same as that. Now, obviously, he moved on to create his own studio, and I think they made Marvel Snap, didn't they? And he is still a larger-than-life character, and he fronts a lot of their stuff. But he was very well known. Ben Bro, that's his name. I knew it would come to me. He was very well known in the Warcraft, the Hearthstone space. He did some extremely good presentations. Chris Metzen is the same character, like for World of Warcraft and for Blizzard, sort of extended Blizzard, I guess. He was this larger than life character. You could shove him out in front of cameras and he would do his thing and everyone would get behind him. And that's kind of, he was one of the most visible figures. Very similar, obviously, to Jeff Kaplan in the Overwatch world as well. Anyway, he's known for his work on major game series, including Warcraft, StarCraft, and Diablo. He was the creative director on the World of Warcraft MMO and some of its most popular expansions, including the Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, and Cataclysm, and held the same role for the multiplayer FPS Overwatch. He announced his retirement from game development in 2016, the same year Overwatch came out, saying he wanted to take some time to focus on his family. He eventually decided to try his hand at board game development in 2021 with a project called Ouroboros. I cannot say that word. Coils of the Serpents. It's like a take on D&D, I think this was. And 2022, he dipped his toes back into the Warcraft waters by taking on the role of creative advisor on the Warcraft series. His new job sounds like it will be much more hands-on. And then there's a quote, we'll go over it again. We are excited to share that Chris Metzen has taken on a full-time role as executive creative director of the Warcraft universe, Blizzard announced on Twitter. Right now, his main focus is supporting our World of Warcraft leadership in crafting the next generation of adventures. Chris was instrumental in developing the foundation of the Warcraft universe, and we are thrilled for him to rejoin our teams in shaping what's to come. At BlizzCon, he and the team will be sharing what we've been working on. We hope to see you there. Metzen teased that reveal in his own tweet, announcing his comeback. It's been amazing working on Warcraft again, he wrote. Like coming home, the stories we're developing right now, how the world unfolds over the next few years. Well, I can't wait for you all to see where we're headed. Many players expect Blizzard to unveil a new World of Warcraft expansion at BlizzCon. Beginning with Wrath of the Lich King in 2008, WoW expansions have dropped at a rate of one every 2 years, with the most recent Dragonflight arriving in 2022. That makes 2024 the presumed target for the next expansion, which fits with a BlizzCon 2023 reveal in November. And then they do go on to sort of sum this up, and I think this is kind of crucial here because they say Metzen's return to Warcraft comes at a time when Blizzard is in flux. Last-minute downgrades to Overwatch 2 left fans unsatisfied and angry, while Diablo 4 stumbled badly at launch and is still struggling to find its footing. And in fact, Diablo 4, I think I'm in the boat of probably a lot of people that played that game. They basically killed Lilith, and then they maybe unlocked the next world tier, and then they just gave up. Because the grind from, I think I finished the game at about level, I want to say like level 51, 52 or something like that. But like the grind to get to max level was so crushingly slow and utterly pointless because the gear system in the game's terrible. The game just fell apart. The story was okay. Like if people going out there saying it was an incredible story, I don't agree with that. I think it was pretty mediocre. A lot of Blizzard stuff in recent years is pretty sort of mediocre. It's like the Pixar of the gaming world. I wish they were a bit more... They took risks. I mean, like I said, you guys know that I obviously have made a lot of Overwatch content, but the way that the Overwatch Invasion stuff was put together, I think it could have been done a lot more sort of gritty, a lot more darker. The characters of Ramattra could have been sort of framed differently, but, they chose to go down the safe route, the simple route, everyone's a hero. It's not great. But anyway, yeah, Diablo 4 is really struggling. Like, players are, I don't think, playing the game. I mean, they played it. Yeah, Blizzard made their billions off the sales, and so I suppose they're happy. When the expansions drop, I'm pretty sure people will jump back again. Maybe that's what they're going to be happy with, but I don't think there's that much of an engaged player base just because the systems don't really exist for it in the game. It's so weird. It just essentially has no endgame. But anyway, Blizzard also never seemed to fully recover from the allegations of widespread discrimination and sexual harassment at the company, something Metzen apologized for in 2021. He was never publicly implicated in any wrongdoing, but said that he and other people in leadership positions at Blizzard failed too many people when they needed us because we had the privilege of not noticing, not engaging, not creating necessary space for the colleagues who needed us as leaders. So if we jump over to the WoW Reddit and take a look at some of the reaction here, because obviously these are some of the more hardcore fans of World of Warcraft, we're going to get a better reaction from those guys on what this kind of means, right? So, yeah, they're saying things like, Dad's home, he's come back with milk, they're obviously celebrating his full return. You've got, it looks like Green Jesus is back on the menu, boys. Yep, because obviously he was notable for Thrall just literally being at the heart of absolutely every storyline in the game until he left. Yeah, we're just going through it. I'm just basically looking for the comments that are... There we go. So if he doesn't announce the next expansion pack at BlizzCon this year, then what's the point? I joke, but seriously, I might vibrate out of my chair with excitement. There's no greater hype than when Metzen comes out on stage. And honestly, there isn't, right? I mean, this is sort of one of those things as well. So I think I was always sort of a Blizzard fan, but I was never a die-hard Blizzard fan until Overwatch. I played World of Warcraft. I played StarCraft 2 quite a bit, actually. In fact, that's where I started my first YouTube channel was StarCraft 2. I tried to become a shoutcaster. It didn't work. And that was for some Total Biscuit tournament. It was strange times. But I was always interested, I should say, in seeing what Blizzard have got up their sleeve. I'd always watch BlizzCon, right? Or I'd at least watch the opening ceremonies. I'd never pay for I think it was Direct TV or something for like the digital pass, but I would always just try and watch the opening ceremonies. And it was always cool when Metzen came out and he did the sort of, it's the Horde here, the Alliance here, you know, all of that stuff. And when they announced stuff, every eyes were on Blizzard. It's a Blizzard game announcement. My issue these days is like, is that all gone? And I kind of think it is. And I think if we look at this sort of situation of old developers, old legendary developers coming back to Blizzard, yeah, Metzen is sort of paving the way for this, but I do think it's a perfect storm for him because I don't think he ever really left Blizzard. I think he's always still attached, even going back to my crazy stories about him walking around BlizzCon sort of incognito. I mean, yeah, he still wanted to be part of it, but he had to step away for a bunch of other reasons. But like, I don't know. I think there is a danger here that this just sort of falls flat. He comes back, the next expansion for Warcraft maybe isn't great, maybe what they do with Classic maybe isn't well received, then what happens to him? On the other hand, if this is seen as a resounding success, and whatever he's involved in when he comes back, absolutely, or the next announcements for Warcraft absolutely kill it, then maybe this does open the door for other people to start returning. And there is that sort of elephant in the room that Bobby Kotick, we believe, is on the way out. Microsoft is on the way in. Are Microsoft willing to start taking chances and start pushing Blizzard? I don't care what Activision do, but pushing Blizzard back into a direction where they start creating these, well, it says around their orc statue on their campus, these epic experiences. Are they going to be capable of doing that again? Because the situation we've got with certain games, especially Overwatch, like I said, I know I'm banging on about Overwatch a lot in this video, but Overwatch is like, it went from a game that was built from, you know, the players were first, gameplay was first, art was first, to a game where that all became secondary to monetization. And the way monetization was implemented, I think I'm on record saying something along the lines of, they just decided to rinse the player base for short-term game. They haven't innovated any way of changing the monetization game. They literally copied what's working from other games, slapped it into their game, overpriced it, prevented people from unlocking heroes, which has other problems with the game down the line, because if you don't have a hero available, maybe that hero is strong, and then how do you get it? Well, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to buy the battle pass if you want to play it that season as soon as the season drops. There's all these issues, right? That's not a great direction. The question is this the start of something new for Blizzard, or am I just like a typical Blizzard fanboy, just sort of clutching at straws and hoping for the best when really this isn't that much? I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments below. As ever, thank you guys for watching the video. Do like and subscribe so you get more of these wonderful videos in your inbox. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. See you soon.